I suppose first of all, how great did it feel to come on and start playing football again last weekend?
Yeah, it's good to be back. I mean, I probably wasn't in the plans to be back on the pitch that early, but needs must, and I was thrown in, but I held my own, and I quite enjoyed being back out there with everyone, and looked after myself, and yeah, it was just nice to be back on the pitch and feel like my body was back to normal.
Well, that's good then. So on Tuesday morning, you didn't feel as if you hadn't played for 2 months.
Well, I felt like I'd been hit by a truck. No, I felt a bit stiff. Like as I said, I wasn't expecting to maybe get that much game time, but I was happy enough I did, and I've recovered well. I'm fine, ready to go.
How difficult is it when you're a professional footballer and you've got an elongated spell on the sidelines? A couple of months, clearly, in your case here.
It was a horrible feeling. Yeah, it's not a nice feeling at all. And myself personally, I've been injured for going on years now. I've been injured quite a lot and had some unlucky times, so I know how to deal with it. It's quite tough mentally, and it's just about doing everything right. Everything you're told to do it right, do it to the best of your ability, sort of thing, and it'll help you in the long run. So that's what I've been doing, working hard in the gym with the physios, the sports scientists, and on the grass and stuff, and now I'm back.
How do you deal with the time element of that then?
Well, it's just a matter of waiting out, isn't it, and doing everything properly. And once you start, getting into rhythm of doing physio rehab, then it just days sort of blend into one, and eventually come out on the other side a little bit greyer.
Does it become a little bit more frustrating when you see the team either need help and or are doing well, depend on where Wednesday have been at different junctions of this season?
Yeah, of course, I started off well when I was injured, and it started to go downhill, and obviously it was frustrating not being able to be out there and give the boys a hand. And I mean, I'm not the person that's going to light a game on fire, but I'm always there to help, always on hand, and it was just a unfortunate timing for me, and thankfully the boys pulled through that sticky spell, and we're back out on top.
Yeah, how much did you as a group need that? A good solid 3-0 win just to exercise one or two of the demons of the 5 or 6 matches prior to that?
Yeah, well, it's not as if we needed it really, but it was just a small blip. Everyone has them every now and again, and ours has maybe come at a difficult time for us, in terms of the schedule of the games. But we're, like I said, come back out on top of the weekend, and good 3-0 to blow off the cobwebs and get going again.
Does each match, well, whether a victory or not, just seem more acute given the fact that Plymouth and Ipswich are in a similar boat to yourselves, so each result is analysed about where a team might be with regard to winning the league or not?
We're just looking at ourselves. I mean, it just shows how well, credit to everyone else, that how well everyone else has done. We went 23 games unbeaten, and we're 1 point ahead. You know what I mean? It shows that the league's not as easy as everyone makes it out to be from the outside, and we're looking after ourselves, getting back on the horse, and hopefully we can pick up another few wins.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be forgotten. And look, they've got a few, I suppose, at the minute, but this season for Sheffield Wednesday, one of the unfortunate themes has been long-term injuries.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's part and parcel of football. It happens everywhere, but we seem to have had maybe a couple more than everyone else. But everyone has ups and downs in their career, and it's about how you come out on the other side and come out a bigger, stronger character.
How much do you sort of want to get back into the swing of things quickly and play a massive part in what all Wednesday fans hopes a title win this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's massive for the club, and massive for all the fans. But from a personal point of view, every player should be aiming for promotion. It's massive. It's a massive thing to have on the CV, and it's a good feeling at the end of the day, regardless if you finish first or second. So our aim, as always, has to be promoted, for the fans, for the club, for ourselves, and we're going to do our best to do that.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing, isn't it, for a player that a title or a promotion, for most players, don't happen very often. So to be right in the thick of one right now must be a great feeling.
Yeah, it's a great feeling of feeling that that I felt before it when I was with previous clubs, and it's just irrelevant of. Well, obviously it is a relevant thing when you're finishing first or second, but promotion is the main aim, and obviously if you finish on top, it's going to be a massive accomplishment for everyone involved.
Yeah, because some players play at certain levels and they're international footballers and they win all sorts of things, but to actually have a promotion on your CV and with that a title, for all that it seems to happen every year, for players it's kind of a rare thing.
Yeah, it's not something you win every day. You don't win that many titles in your career unless you're, like you said, at the top of the game. So, as I've said, a title on the CV is a massive accomplishment for everyone involved, and it'll be a great feeling when we get it done.
So Burton then next, kind of one of the difficult, inconsistent sides in League One, aren't they, right now?
Yeah, they are. As everyone's having a tough spell recently, with the running games, it's been a chock-a-block period for everyone. So it's about going down there and getting the 3 points, getting up the road. That's all we're here for, all we're there for, and that's what we're there for.
Certainly, from the outside looking in, it appears to have been an intriguing time for you. In January, we were talking to Darren all the time about whether you might move on or not and head back to Scotland. Then, sadly, of course, you stayed. Then injury came. That's the sad part, is what I was getting to. Where are your kind of thought processes with that now, and contracts for the future here at Sheffield Wednesday?
For me, it's been on the back burner. Like you said, I've been injured, and I've been trying to focus on getting back on the pitch and helping the boys, get some wins, get some points. And 5 games left, 5 massive games for us, and I want that promotion on my CV, and we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah, it must be quite the thing to just say, park everything else, doesn't matter. Between now and the 8th of May, nothing else really matters but playing football.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what you said. For me, it's easier to switch off from everything on the outside and just focus football. So it's going to be a difficult run of games, but like I said, I want that CV, that promotion on my name, and so does everyone else. So that's our main focus.
Brilliant. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, Callum, how you doing?
Hi, you all right?
Yeah, good. Just want to ask you, are you back ahead of schedule? Darren said you were, I think his words were a very quick healer. Are you back about where you thought you were going to be back, or are you back a bit sooner?
Maybe back a couple of weeks sooner. Like I said before, knees must. We've been struggling a bit with, depth of squad, and I've been not pushed or forced anything, but I feel perfectly happy myself to, kick on a bit quicker. And yeah, maybe a couple of weeks quicker, but I'm back and feel good.
Did they have to sort of rein you in a little bit towards the end of it?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. There was a couple of grumbles, but I know myself. I know my body. I know when I'm in a bad way or in a pickle. So I feel fine. I feel good and healthy and ready to go.
Excellent. Obviously, there's never a good time to get injured, but was it especially frustrating given there was a Plymouth game you just scored? Was that a sort of an extra bit of frustration for you there?
So it was an added bit of frustration. Yeah, I just finally started getting a couple of games, and they've not come very few and far between for me this season. I've started a few games in a row, and I was finally feeling good, feeling happy, and in a good mindset. And yeah, got injured. It's just part and parcel, like I said before, part and parcel of the game. I've been injured before. It's something you just have to deal with and get on with. So I've done that, come out on the other side, and now I'm just ready to get some more games.
Andy was talking there about the stuff with Hearts. I know that it's obviously, like say, something you're not really thinking about, but did you have many conversations with Darren around that period about what was going on? Darren was, I think, pretty upset's probably the wrong word, but he wasn't too pleased that it was all being aired so publicly from a Hearts perspective. Yeah,
I had a chat with him. Of course, he wasn't happy. He wants me to be here and wants me to be fully focused on Sheffield Wednesday, which I was at the time, which I still am. And it's part and parcel of football. People talk. Social media is quite a powerful thing these days, and everything seems to spiral from there. So we had a chat. There was no problems, no arguments or anything like that from my side of it or from Darren's side of it. So he's just happy that I'm in the building, and now that I'm available for games.
Excellent. How important during these sort of spells of injury are your family, your teammates? Because I'm sure it must be quite, especially in the first place, it must be quite down about it all.
Yeah, it's not it's a horrible thing. It's a horrible period of anyone's career. It's good to have your family and friends and your wives or loved ones close to you, and keeping you happy and keeping you sane. But also when you come into the gym and you see the other couple of injured boys there who are also down in the dumps, and you can all pick each other up, sort of thing, take the mick at each other, have a laugh, and that gets you through it. There's a couple of boys in there been injured for a long time, and it's tough, it's difficult in situations that I've been in before. So I kind of look to the treatment room as a safe haven and keep everyone happy and smiling.
Yeah, because obviously, like you say, there's people like Ben, like Kay, who've all been out. Do you sort of, I suppose, club together with the lads who are in there to try and make sure everyone's spirits are kept great?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, I've done the injuries that Icky and Ben have done, so I know exactly where they are in their mind, and I know what they're feeling, I know what they're thinking. They've probably done the same as me. They're older than me. They've been about longer than me, so we've all stuck together in there, and it comes from the sports science and physios help out as well. They know they've seen it all for years, so it's good to have a close bond, especially when you're injured, because you kind of feel sort of left out, isolated from the boys that are out running the grass. So we like to keep it fun in the treatment room.
Excellent. Obviously, there's a lot of talk about pressure and stress that comes with this part of the season, but how much are you sort of looking forward to it? It must be, you've got a title to potentially win. Even though there is pressure, is it a period that you're sort of excited about?
Yeah, of course, yeah, and like you've seen, we had our blip, but now everyone else is having a little blip and losing a few games, drawing a few games, so it makes it exciting more than anything. We know that in this building we're capable of doing the job and getting promoted and winning the league, so it's just about us sticking to our guns and getting the results that we need at the end of the day.
So that is still very much the aim. There's no second place will do, top of the table or...
Yeah, top of the table or else. I'll be fighting people.
With you and Devon, I can't imagine that'd be much fun for everybody else.
He'd batter me.
Just lastly, did you manage to get much fishing done while you were injured?
No, it was close season on the river, so I didn't manage to get out much. I got out once before the season shut. I'm just waiting for them to reopen again.
Excellent, brilliant. Cheers for your time.
Thank you.
Callum, how you doing? You alright?
Hi mate, alright, how are you?
Yeah, not bad at all, thanks. Not bad at all. Yeah, I mean that couple of days afterwards, after coming back and stuff, you said you were a bit stiff, but what were the emotions sort of looking back, getting those feelings back of going back over the game and all the rest of it?
Just relief, really. I've been sat watching for months now, and I'm not been enjoying myself watching it, so it's just relief to get back out on the park and have a winning feeling, have the fans singing, go up and see my missus after the game. She's happy, and all the boys are happy in the change room. It's just nice to be back involved and put your shin pads on, put your shorts on, get back on the grass. So yeah, it's just a happy feeling.
Yeah, fans singing your name pretty early on after a couple of Tyler runs, we call them. I mean that must have been a
pointless runs
as well. It must have been a hell of a feeling.
Yeah, it's nice. It's always nice to hear people cheering your name. It's what people have dreamed of since they were children, since they started kicking a ball around. So thankful for that. Hopefully they can keep doing it. Maybe I'll repay them with a goal every now and again.
How big can the fans be? There's a lot sort of spoken about the fan base at Wednesday. We know maybe can get a little bit panicky at times and all the rest of it. A couple of your teammates have spoken about that. How much role have they got to play in the next 5 games?
It's a massive role. I mean, everyone's allowed to moan and have a whinge every now and again, but it's the other side of it. It's when they're on top and when they're bouncing. It generates such a good feeling in the squad that it just rubs off on everyone. Irrelevant if you're on the park or if you're on the bench or in the stand. It's just a massive, uplifting thing. And you hear the fans singing and cheering and all that. So hopefully they can just keep doing it for the last 5 games because we need them. We need that support, and hopefully we can repay them with winning the league.
Going back to your previous experience, you got promoted with Cardiff. Is that the only promotion you got? Or?
No, I won the big championship, Scottish Championship with Hearts.
Oh, of course, yeah, okay, yeah, the main one. What from those experiences, what can you add to the squad? There's obviously a lot of guys that have done similar things, but how do you draw on the experiences that you had and implement them into the next 5?
It's purely just the feeling after. You know what I mean? It's not nothing I can bring to before the games. It's the feeling after you get promoted. It's uncomparable to anything. You can't compare it to anything. It's the best feeling on earth. Winning something that you're expected to win and you finally go over the line. The relief and stuff. So I'll try and reiterate that around the squad. But it's just a great feeling, and hopefully the boys will realise that when it comes.
Bottle of Mag Dog ready if they get the job done.
More than one, yeah.
Some great pictures. Keep getting shown now. Take us into that. You've mentioned the physio room and the treatment room, and you sort of listening to podcasts of ex-players. It always seems to be that's where the most mischief is. Can you sort of take us into the physio room and maybe tell us a couple of stories that you can tell us?
I don't know if there's any stories I can tell you, but it's sort of like I said before. It's a safe haven. It's a place where not anything goes, but you can get away with a bit of banter, a bit of unprofessionalism, shall you say. And the physios know that, and they feed off that as well, because it can't be serious all the time. A lot of boys need like to have a laugh and a joke, so it's part and parcel of getting fit. It's having a smile on your face. You don't want to be moody, and trust me, you can be moody when you're in that physio room. So it's just nice to have everyone in a good mood, get some tunes on, and getting the work done.
those guys, they're sort of a little bit sort of behind the scenes, compared to some of the other staff and certainly the players. I mean, they've had their work cut out in the last few weeks, and they continue to do so. How much of a role have they played in this season?
Yeah, of course. It's for the boys in the physio room. It's their reward is when you see the player come back from injury, on the pitch or on the grass and scoring a goal or something like that. They know that all their hard work's paid off because they do put it in. They're in before us every day, and they're in here after us every single day. Sundays, Wednesdays, they're in every day, so they do work hard. And their rewards are seeing us back on the pitch. So it's a good feeling that when you can repay them, sort of either scoring a goal, giving a little point for a celebration or something. It's they know that all their hard work is finally paid off, and all your hard work is also paid off.
Some good blokes in there, changing good crack and all the rest of it.
Yeah, some great guys in there. I won't name names because I'll probably forget somebody and get in trouble. So yeah, they're all great guys in there. Like I said, they work hard. They're in there day and night, after us, before us, every day, and hats off to them.
I'm going to touch back, I'm afraid, on your contracts and stuff. I know you don't want to necessarily talk about it too much, but you've got a young family in Sheffield and the rest of it who presumably are settled. How easy is it to sort of park that thing? I know it's an idealistic thing and it's something that you love to say quite a lot, but it can't be completely easy to sort of compark that and put it in a box.
I mean, honestly, for me, it actually is. It's football's for me. It's not a job. I'm just lucky to be here at the end of the day, and whatever happens, it happens. I can't do much about it other than give my all every Saturday, Tuesday, and what happens. But we've got 5 more massive games to focus on, and for me, that's reward enough. So hopefully, if everything goes well, everything else goes well.
You'd be more than happy to stay at Wednesday though if those folks go the right way.
More than happy to, yeah.
Good man. Cheers for that, Callum. Good luck.
Thank you.
Callum, you okay?
Hi.
Hi. Just touching on the promotions that you've obviously achieved. I just wanted to talk about that Cardiff one, because right in thinking that went to the last day of the season?
I think so. I think we needed a point to go up, and Reading needed a point to stay up. So the less said on that, the better.
I was going to say, because obviously this is, how this is kind of turning out this season. Do you expect it to go to the wire, to the last day?
In this league?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like there's some big teams in this league. Some big teams came down. Some big teams stayed in the league. And it's tough. Like I said, no matter where you go, it's a tough league. People, underestimate it. They think it's League One. It's going to little grounds and stuff. It's not like that. It's actually the standard's very good, and it shows how well we've been to be in the position we're in, and to have had our blip that we've had and got over. So it's a tough league. Hopefully that doesn't come down to the wire and we pull away the last 5 games and get it done.
I was going to say, you say about a tough league. You only have to look at some of them games recently. Forest Green, Cheltenham. On paper, outside looking in, people would go, "Oh, that's a banker away win," but obviously it didn't prove that way, did it?
Yeah, I think all the boys will be first to admit it was an off couple of days, off couple of games, and we're all big enough and ugly enough to know that when we've not performed to the best of our abilities, and everyone was kicking themselves after those games. But sometimes you need a rocket. You need to do something wrong to rectify and come back from. So we showed that in the last couple of games. We're unbeaten 4 now. So getting another little run going, and hopefully it stays that way to the end of the season.
Just for you personally, how much would it mean to get a promotion here? Because 3rd season at the club, gone through quite a bit, haven't you? Obviously you were part of that team what got relegated, got the near miss in the playoffs. So it'd be nice to kind of, in terms of your story at Wednesday.
Yeah, of course. I came here thinking that, it's obviously knowing it's a massive club, and thinking, this will be easy, we'll stay up, and points started getting taken off us, and it started getting a bit awkward, and it just wasn't to be in the last day of the season, and we went down, which was a horrible feeling. But if anything, it just made me hungrier, to want to get back up to that league. And last year was disappointing. Obviously Sunderland did really well and ended up going up anyway, so fair play to them, but now it's our turn, so we need to knuckle down and nail these last few results and get back up there.
just in terms of the obviously fellow strikers you've got, there's a good variety there, isn't there? You know, yourself, Malik, Lee, Michael, and Josh,
Yep.
all different traits. Do you think that has played its part in where you are?
Yeah, of course. I mean, Smudge and Josh have, scored all the goals, but it doesn't it doesn't take away from me, Gregors and Malik putting all the effort in on the other side of it. Doing the hard running, doing the grafting, and the boys, get their goals, and everyone deserves credit for that. But yeah, we're a good bunch of forward players, attackers, and we all work well together no matter what combination you put in front of us. So yeah, happy.
Has Josh been? How's he been about the place? Because obviously he's been injured, hasn't he?
Yep.
A big miss as well. You'd agree?
Yeah, big miss. He is a massive miss. He's something that you can look to when we're doing absolutely nothing. He'll just make something happen out of anything. So a big miss. But like I said, there's another 4 boys waiting in the wings to pull their weight and do a job for the team.
Just wanted to ask you about obviously Scotland. I think a couple of years since you last played for them. Is that something that's still in your mind? In terms of, do you think you have to kind of be in the Championship to kind of, go in with a chance? If that makes sense.
Yeah, I've said it from day one. Playing for my country is the biggest honour that I could ever achieve in my career. It would outweigh anything. So I would love to be back in the squad, but at the moment there's some great players, playing all positions. The team are doing very well. They're flying if anything. So it'd be something I'd love to be back involved in. And getting promoted would maybe help it out a little bit. But that's purely down to me improving my own performances and showing everyone that I'm probably capable of still playing national football.
What did you make to the 2 wins? Obviously, the Spain one was the one that kind of stood out.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. McTominay, yeah, they played really well. I still watch all the games. It's not a horrible feeling, but it's just upsetting knowing that if only I was maybe playing a little bit better, I'd maybe be there and be involved. But I'm still supporting them from the stands, or from the couch.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, best of luck tomorrow and best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Hi, Callum.
Hello.
Hi. I just wanted to ask, obviously 2023 so far has been a difficult year for you, but the fact that the club was so keen to keep you in January, and the fact that everyone's been so desperate to get you back fit, that must do lots for your confidence, doesn't it? Yeah,
of course, yeah. Like I've said, I've not played as much as I would like to this season, but I'm part of the team, and it just shows that if the gaffer isn't willing to let somebody who doesn't play that much go, he obviously respects you and has you in his plan. So that's something that I can draw on and use to my advantage. I mean, I feel like I'm wanted. Feel like I'm at a place that needs me, and I'm more than happy to put everything into it.
And you talk about being part of the team now. When you are injured, how do you approach it? Do you try and get in the dressing room a lot to speak to the lads? Do you try and speak to the fit lads on the training ground, or leave them be?
Leave them be. I'm not that big a talker. I'm more of a moaner, and I don't think I need that negative attitude in there when they're not performing to their best. So I'll leave the boys to it. Certain other players will say their piece, but I'll wait in the wings.
Fair enough. And I just wondered, will anybody be paying much attention to the Plymouth game, the early kick-off? Will you be able to block it out of your minds?
Didn't even know they were playing early, if I'm being honest.
Fair enough.
We've got our own game to focus on, and irrelevant of how they do, we have to get 3 points. So they can win 100-0, it doesn't really matter as long as we get 3 points. That's our job done.
Is that something you've sort of learned from previous promotion rivals races, to block it out, or is that how you've always been?
That's how I've always been. I mean, I don't play for Plymouth or Ipswich, so I don't really care if they win or lose. I play for Sheffield Wednesday, and I want to win every game, so that's my focus purely every match day.